Hi there. Just want to share a little bit of love and encouragement for the Meeting Place community. My name is John. I'm pastor here at TMP, and I want to come alongside you as you might find yourself challenged by the circumstances of the COVID-19 virus crisis. Maybe it is that you're working from home and that's changed your routines. Maybe it's your kids are now no longer in school and that's disrupted your family's experience. Maybe you're self distancing and you're feeling anxious or lonely and disconnected as a result. Today, I want to take just 5 minutes and talk to you about spiritual friendship. Spiritual friendship is that deliberate, purposeful relationship where you grow in Christ with one other person, or maybe two other people. The basis of a spiritual friendship is that you share faith together. And I want to show you some of the deliberate ingredients that a spiritual friendship has. There's 8 of them, and I'm going to go through them quickly and invite you to deliberately form an agreement with one or two other people to be this kind of community for each other, especially during this virus crisis. The first element is spiritual friends love one another. Jesus says and calls us to love one another, but because of the virus crisis, we find ourselves socially distancing and not being in relationship as much. But a relationship where we love one another takes initiative to care for someone. And the first step in laying your life down for a friend, as Jesus says, is actually calling them, seeing how they're doing. The second thing is spiritual friends accept one another. You and I are far from perfect. I was reminded of that a couple of times today as I discovered how I was a little bit overbearing or demanding of somebody else because of the stress in my life. And spiritual friends accept one another, and we know each other's faults, and we love each other anyways. Spiritual friends, this is number 3, spiritual friends are loyal to each other. You know, one of the big things about loyalty is loyalty doesn't wait for a call, loyalty makes the call. And so spiritual friends take initiative to reach out to somebody else and express love and care for them. The fourth ingredient in a spiritual friendship is that spiritual friends care for one another. We keep each other honest, yes, but it's also a place where we can just say, this is how my day has been, would you pray for me? Caring for one another is not about fixing each other, it's about listening attentively, not one-upping each other, and then praying for each other. So care for one another. 6th, the spiritual friends carry each other's burdens. You know, this probably doesn't need much explanation, but with the COVID virus crisis happening, it's stressing us. It changes our routines. As we practice social distancing, it isolates us emotionally and relationally. And spiritual friends carry these burdens together. Often, it's just the daily encouragements that tell us somebody's walking with me in this that makes such a difference. And then the 7th thing is spiritual friends encourage each other. The word encourage literally means to lend somebody else your courage. So a spiritual friend lends their courage to somebody who's struggling in that day maybe, or needs a boost, and needs something highlighted that shows that you are paying attention to how somebody else is doing, and challenges them to press on also. And finally, spiritual friends challenge each other. You and I were designed by God to be people of purpose and people of mission, to have a sense of direction in life. And a COVID-19 virus crisis kind of takes the wind out of our sails. It takes us from being purposeful to surviving. So a spiritual friend challenges each other to be purposeful. I've got a challenge for you that I think would help you live purposefully. And you could do this in a spiritual friendship. Who are the 5 people in your life that you would like to just pay attention to? They live on either side of you. They're in the hallway across from you in the apartment block. They're your coworkers at work. And you're going to give them your cell number and say, if you need something, give me a call. You're going to take the opportunity to check in with them because you have their cell number, hopefully, and say, hey, I'm going to the grocery store. Can I get you something so you don't have to make the trip? When we reach out to each other and we live purposefully, it actually does a lot of good for them, but it also does a lot of good for us. So live purposefully and missionally. Spiritual friends challenge each other to live purposefully and missionally. So in these days of social distancing, Who are your 2 or 3 friends who form a spiritual friendship with you, where you will communicate every day or every other day and grow in your faith and also be strong in your own day-to-day life? Have a great day. I want to keep encouraging you with videos like this over the coming days.